Hey, in case you didn't know, I really enjoy reading a lot and lots of manhwas in my free time. And what I enjoy more is the fact that I can share that love with you guys. However, today's manhwa subject will be taking a darker turn with the top 10 dark manhwa that will run chills down your spine. Yeah, I like horror. So before we start, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press on that bell icon. It sets us all to be notified about all our latest new content that we are creating just for you. And it comes without saying, beware of the following spoilers. Seriously, they'll get you. Coming in at number 10 is Broken Daily Life. Everyone needs to vent every once in a while and escape from the shitty lives we live. Each has its own method of doing so, and for Jung Hyun-sung, his favorite getaway method is gaming. And honestly, I'm the same way. Whenever I have a shitty day, I just go straight to gaming. Call of Duty is what I do, man. It's the best. But this guy enjoys games so much, they are all he can think about at any given time. However, soon enough, even gaming, his one get-out-of-jail ticket is ruined after being sucked into a conspiracy much bigger than him. After he hears the voice of a kidnapped girl through Discord while being on call with one of his supposed gaming friends, a 33-year-old lawyer. This suspenseful thriller manhwa is going to give you guys severe trust issues since you have no idea whom you can trust at all. Everyone around this guy seems so mysterious and cryptic to the point they all scream of innocence and guilt at the same time. Those who love dark stories with thrill and some detective work should definitely check this out. Coming in at number 9 is the Earth Savior Selection. We all love post-apocalyptic setting games and enjoy all the features that come with it along the way. However, how would you feel if you became the avatar and your life is the game? One normal day at work, a message was being broadcasted to every human being from none other than Earth. In that message, Earth explained that a vote was made to destroy it in 42 days. And even though it wasn't happy about that, it had to find a way to change this outcome. After a series of questions, each human was designated a role depending on his answers, a predator and a savior. Humans were also granted the power of essence. This power, allowed as described by Earth, is their sword and shield as well. The more essence they have, the stronger they get and the more abilities they acquire in turn. However, the essence holds a much darker meaning. You see, to increase your essence, you need to absorb others' essences, which only drop from dead human beings. Now, we all know by now how chaotic things will get with this revelation and how bad of a situation they are in. Well, things are far worse than that. Monsters are everywhere and humans are killing each other senselessly. For those looking for a chaotic good alignment hero that isn't afraid to do what must be done for the sake of survival, then this manhwa is absolutely what you are looking for. And I also really recommend it. Coming at number 8 is the story of Thorny Spear. When it comes to mythology-based manhwa about ancient times and cultivators, these type of manhwas take no shortcuts or play down the gore in the panels. And this is one of those manhwas. This character reincarnated into a powerful tiger deity ruling over the mountainous area around him, bringing fear to the souls of all his enemies and opposers. This tiger, however, is given a sacrifice that he would have never expected in a million years. A white ghost spirit girl that is supposed to become his wedded wife. At first, he wasn't a big fan of the idea. However, over time she grew on him, and he took care of her, raising her and protecting her from anyone that might even think about harming her. Thanks to the fact that her blood is sought out for by numerous spirits and beasts all over the world. Coming in at number 7 is Revenge of Young Master Peng. Just like any other reincarnation story, this one begins with the death of the main character after the betrayal his family suffered at the hands of its head, the eldest brother of the Peng family. He dies in battle with one arm torn off and a blade piercing through his body at the hands of the head of the demonic sect. During his death woes, he recalls his life and how the previous family had adopted him and even treated him as one of his own. He then wakes up in the body of the 4th son of the patriarch, the son who died in this timeline, and instead this time his body died in his place. Now he has to step up after returning to the past, and he has to seize control of the family head position, rather than his eldest brother, the one that betrayed the whole family. Coming in number 6 is Heavenly Demon Cultivation Simulation. I bet the creator of this manhwa was a Sekiro Shadows Die Twice fan, since the main character looks a lot like him, and is plunged into a first battle with impossible odds against an unyielding foe as well. Not to mention that he loses his arm in the process. As he lays on his deathbed lamenting his weaknesses and thinking of just how it was possible that he got ambushed, it comes to his mind that the info of their mission of recon was leaked to their enemies, which explains the ambush they fell into. Line, hook, and sinker. As he dies, a screen pops up in front of him with just 3 commands: load, restart, or resume. And obviously he can't choose resume since he is dying, so he goes for restart and wakes up back in the Heavenly Demon Sect headquarters, undamaged and alive. Not to mention, well. The only thing that is different now is that words are popping above everyone's heads and the heads of others around him, signifying lives which he later discovers that he can take for his own advantage and save them up as chances. So let's say you killed someone with +1 life popping over his head. You take that life as a second chance, or if you wish, a coin, like how things were in arcades. This time he needs to organize his cards correctly and play it right. He can't afford to lose more chances in order to become stronger. He has to find a way to train harder than ever and find even more villains to kill and take chances from. And this is the only way he can survive and hope to make it out of this unscathed. Coming in at number 5 is Poison Dragon, The Legend of an Asura. With the death of his family and his capture and torture, this child discovers his ability and immunity to poison to the point that even the most poisonous red centipede wasn't able to kill him. The Poison Sect took everything from him, and now it is his time to counterattack and show them who's boss. He needs to take back his life from the ones that took everything from him. Securing his escape route, and with the help of the medical sect, he defeated his assailants and is set on a path of vengeance and payback. His life is going to be a long and arduous journey of vengeance and betrayal. His family's death and his clan's destruction haunt him to this day, and he'll do whatever it takes to ensure that no one will ever suffer again at the hands of the Poison Sect. His infamous poison immunity grants him later on the title of Poison Dragon. Coming in at number 4 is Shotgun Boy. You know this video or meme of the silent kid that was bullied one too many times in school? Yeah, you know, the one that tells the teacher everything he has been through the whole year thanks to his bullies? Yeah. Only for her to make fun of him in front of the whole class? Yeah. And then he pulls out a shotgun and then paints a crimson painting? Yeah. However, this part was just a dream, nothing more, and even though he wished to God it was real, it wasn't. Reality was far much worse though. His whole life he just wanted to get back at his bullies and kill them. The last thing he expected was for things to become so messed up that even shape-shifting tentacle creatures are thrown into the mix. These guys are nigh indestructible. Unless it was by using his shotgun that he mysteriously found in the woods. Why does it affect them? What is special about it? Will they even survive these creatures? To find out, you have to read the story and find out for yourselves. Oh, and fun fact, Shotgun Boy is actually the prequel of Sweet Home, for those who didn't know. Coming in at number 3 is Manager Kim. Terminator and John Wick decided to get married one day, and that marriage conceived a boy called Manager Kim. If you go ahead and open the dictionary and check the words unstoppable and force, you will find this guy's picture there. The story starts off with him on the ground groveling and begging for the rich powerful family to forgive his daughter and not ruin her future. The last thing you could expect from such a guy that is calm and somehow seemed intimidated back then to come out to be a force to be reckoned with. A powerful veteran with his body riddled with bullet holes and cuts all over. Whether his daughter was kidnapped, the beast in him woke up and it was time to go out and hunt for those responsible. No law, no army, and no government will stand in his way. If this man is coming for you, run. Coming in at number 2 is NanoMachine. This prince, even though he has no martial arts prowess or skills whatsoever, managed to escape from his assassins for a whole hour, only to realize that they were toying with him all this time, and led him to an ambush and to his death. In that confrontation, he tried to defend himself, especially after they badmouthed his mother, and the fact that he was half royalty and half peasant. He just couldn't see himself any other way but dying fighting. In his darkest moment, and after being overpowered by his assailants with a sword puncturing through his lungs, a sudden light shone, and the assassins began to die one after another, bursting like balloons and scrambling about in attempts to discover what the source of the attacks are. It was a young man clearly from the future thanks to his features, with a relation to the dying prince since he called him my ancestor. This guy then injects the prince with nanomachines that heals his wound, fixes his body structure, and teaches him skills and abilities he never knew he could master in his lifetime. These nanomachines gave him a second hope at life, and this time he isn't going to waste his time or his gift on useless matters anymore. Any book in his library, thanks to the nanites, he can memorize completely in mere seconds just by transferring the knowledge in it directly into his mind. He was even able to correct mistakes in those books, which is a feat on itself. The nanites might have paved the way for him and gave him lots of perks. However, the path is his to walk and no one but him. What will this new life end up looking like? To find out, you gotta check his story. And if you're also interested to know who put the killing call on him in the first place, and why, then you better read the story to find out. And number 1 goes to Death God of the Drifting Moon. What could be more heart-wrenching and cause chills to run down your spine than children killing each other in the most gruesome of ways just for the sake of surviving? For context reasons, in this story the main character is a voyager with no home. One day he bumps into an enigmatic man and the last thing he remembers is that he is in a dark area, unable to move, talk, or even breathe efficiently. He finds a hard time adapting to his new environment and things seem to be really hard for him. Especially the starving to death part, to the point he had to eat disgusting moss off the walls of his confinement cell. For the sake of survival, he had to adapt and sacrifice a lot of stuff, mainly his humanity. This world is such a cruel and nasty place to be living in, and it's even truer when it comes to children. Suddenly one day his cell door opened, and as he left, he realized that in his area he was the only one to pass the test and survive. Everyone else was already killed or starved to death, and never made it out. He even trained himself to adapt to the snake's poison by letting it bite him multiple times and building up an immunity against it over time. He isn't the only kid down there, however. He is the only one that has the clear mind to think and know that whatever test they are up against, the worst didn't pass yet. And with this, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press on that bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos. Also, comment down below on the manhwa you like the most on this list, and if you're planning on rating any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments down below as well. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.